trade. Welcome to Dr. P.C. Verma Economist YouTube economics class. In this class today, we will discuss what is the goods trade barometer in macroeconomics. In macro in macroeconomic in macroeconomics, the goods trade barometer, goods trade in macroeconomics, the goods trade barometer. In macroeconomics, the goods trade barometer is used by in macroeconomics, the goods trade barometer is used by WTO, WTO, Secretariat, in macroeconomics, the goods trade barometer is used by WTO Secretariat to show global trade outlook. Secretariat to show global trade outlook. The goods trade barometer provides real-time information on the trajectory of merchandise merchandise trade trade relative to recent trends. Barometer value the goods trade barometer goods trade barometer value, values greater than greater than 100, greater than 100 are are associated are associated with above above trend above trend trade volume, trade tra- above trend trade volumes while barometer while the goods trade barometer values less than less than 100 suggest that goods goods trade had has either fallen below trend, or will do so in the near future. On 26th June 2025, the WTO Secretariat Secretariats Secretariat Global Trade Outlook published that the goods trade barometer rose to 103.5, up from 102.8 in March 2025, while the forward-looking forward-looking new export orders, new export orders index index fell to 97.9, pointing to weak trade growth later in the year 2025. That's all. So today we have examined the meaning of goods trade barometer. We all know that the goods trade barometer is used by WTO in its Secretariat's Global Trade Outlook publication. The goods trade barometer provides real-time information on the trajectory of merchandise trade relative to recent trend. Barometer values greater than 100 are associated with the above trade volumes. On the other hand, while barometer value is less than 100 suggests that the goods trade has either fallen below trend or will do so in the near future. With the help of this, the goods trade barometer, WTO illustrates the global trade in goods in different countries as a whole, that what is the scenario of the trade volumes, and therefore barometer values greater than 100, the goods trade barometer greater than 100 shows above trend trade volumes, while goods trade barometer less than 100 suggests that goods trade has either fallen below trend or will do so in near future. This is most important factor to examine the global trade pattern, global export pattern, and on that basis, we can also compare export orders index. Export orders index. This is also export orders. Export orders index. Export orders export order index, and latest trend published on 26 June 2025. The WTO Secretariat's Global Trade Outlook published that the goods trade barometer in the world rose to 103.5, that is up from 102.8 in March 2025. While the forward-looking new export order index fell to 97.9, pointing to weak trade growth later in the year 2025. We all know that July 9 is the deadline of completion of 90 days, which US President Donald Trump announced reciprocal tariffs on a large number of countries on April 2, based on the trade deficit, which he paused for 90 days period. That 90 days period is on July 9. The goods trade barometer provides real-time information on the trajectory merchandise trade. In any interview, if you are asked that what do you mean by export order index, what do you mean by the goods trade barometer, then you will not be surprised. You will easily explain that the goods trade barometer provides real-time information on the trajectory of merchandise trade. This is used by WTO Secretariat to determine global trade outlook, and this will give signal red and green to the exporters. Just recently, what we have found that export order index fell in the month of June to 97.9, pointing to weak trade growth later in the year 2025. We all know that on July 9, the tariff pause will end, and there are appreciations that Trump may reinstate the reciprocal tariffs. If he does not reach trade deal with the affected countries. And we all know that India was stuck with a 26% reciprocal tariffs and is right now engaged in negotiations with the US to reach an interim trade pact by July 9. It hopes to reach a more comprehensive bilateral trade agreement by a mutually agreed timeline of fall 2025, that is September-October, which it hopes would benefit both countries. So for any PT, mains or interview, the term the goods trade barometer is most important in the discussion, in the macroeconomics, in the field of international trade, and the analysis of the working of the WTO to show global trade weaknesses, uptick or downtick in 2025, anticipating US reciprocal tariffs. Thank you for watching this video, and share it to your 1 or 2 friends to discuss on this topic. Always discussions should go on among friends, not many, 1 or 2, and develop the material for your purpose. You must discuss with your friends about the recent change in the barometer, goods trade barometer, and you can explain. Then the borderline is 100. if it is more than 100 or less than 100. More than 100 is a optimism, less than 100 is pessimism. So the trade cycle in the world level, ups and down, will be explained through that. I am Dr. P.C. Verma, economist. I have been teaching economics from 1973 to 2025 for the purpose of students who are appearing in competitive examination like UPSC, IES, RBI officers grade examination, and Bihar State BPSC examinations. Thank you.